So today I'm going to go through a little bit more involved example for Chapter 10, Perfect Competition. And we'd have a table with some information, some that you'd have to find. And the problem would say maybe the price in the market is $16. How much should this firm produce? And how much profit would they receive or possibly lose if it's negative? That's fine either way. Now, the one thing you should remember from another video earlier on, price is also equal to marginal revenue. So they're both equal to 16. That'll come up later. Now this table has a few things already in it and then a few things we should find. Notice we don't have everything. I didn't ask about fixed costs altogether. I didn't ask about like average fixed or average total, and that's okay. This is just a slightly smaller problem. Now, for variable costs, when we have 0 units that we're producing, the variable cost should always be 0. Remember, we're not turning on our lights when we're not producing anything. So we don't have to pay for that variable amount of electric or an extra, or workers. We're not paying them to come in. So variable cost is 0. And that means the rest of this $20 in total cost, that's all the fixed costs then. We can always find the fixed cost by looking at the total cost at 0 units. And so for variable cost, to find the rest of the column, we would just subtract 20 from each total cost. So what? 10, 19, this is 32, 49, and 70. Then the next column is our marginal cost. Remember, that's how total cost changes with an extra unit of output. So the first one we'd look at, remember the first, when it's 0, marginal cost, and anything average just has a dash, so we skip it. So for the first unit, our total cost goes from $20 to $30. That change is 30 minus 20, or 10. Then the next one, 39 minus 30 is 9. 52 minus 39 is 13. And then 69 minus 52, 17, and then the last one's 21. And average variable cost, this is variable cost divided by the quantity. So the first is 10. The 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. Then 32 divided by 3, this is 10.67. If you need to round to 2 decimal places. And the next one, we have 49 divided by 4. That's 12.25. And then 90 divided by 5 is 14. So filled in the table. And maybe you should ask yourself, if there is a fixed cost present, what does this mean for the firm? What does that mean this firm is in, maybe the short run or the long run? Make sure you know that. And you also want to always remember the golden rule, because you'll be using it a lot. And this says that marginal revenue should equal marginal cost, or as we'll see, be close to it. So in our case, marginal revenue is 16. And if you looked at our marginal cost column, well, you might think to yourself, oh, well, 17 is closest. But we want to find the closest marginal cost without going over. So it would actually be 13. So that says this, I underline 13. That means we want to produce 3 units. So that is our cue here. That tells us our profit maximizing quantity is 3. But let's find that profit. And what does profit equal? Well, it's total revenue minus total cost. Total revenue is price times quantity, which is 16 times 3, $48. And we use the total cost in the table. It's 52. And so 48 minus 52 is negative $4. Ooh. All right, the corner's weird for me, I guess. So we have a negative profit, it's negative 4. And we'd want to ask ourselves, is it worth losing this $4? Does it make sense for us to do so? And it may or it may not. We'd want to, think about it if that's the case, if we want to produce that. And let's think about our other option. I'm going to erase some of this real quick. My nose is a bit runny, but that's just because of allergies. I'm not really sick, I promise. My allergies have been terrible, and I normally don't get them. All right. Let me just do this. Get back a pen. All right, so we said quantity was 3. The profit was negative 4. Well, our other option would be, hey, let's get out of this business. If, we're losing money, like this negative 4, we might want to just do something else. So then the other option would be shutting down. And so our quantity would be 0. We wouldn't produce anything. So what is our profit, though, if we shut down? We produce nothing. Well, we still have a total cost at 0. We would still have to pay our rent for our building or pay insurance, say. We have a yearly contract, we have to pay it. So our profit actually shutting down is going to be 0 because total revenue is not going to be anything for not selling anything. So 0 minus 20 or negative 20. Well, which one's better? Negative 4 or negative 20? In our case, shutting down would be worse, and we wouldn't want to do that. So we'd stick with this, and no, we lose a little bit of money now. And we actually have a rule to help us decide more quickly if we should shut down or stay in business. So the shutdown rule is that we should shut down. So shut down when price is less than the minimum average variable cost. No, that doesn't look good. But so shut down whenever price is less than the minimum, the lowest average variable cost. And that's why I chose to put average variable cost here. So even though we don't have a lot of information, we know that average variable starts a little high, it goes lower, and then it starts increasing again. So the minimum in our case is 9.5. That's the lowest. Whenever the price is less than $9.50, we're going to shut down. If it's higher, we're going to stay in business. It was 16 in our case, so we stay in business, we produce, and we lose a little money now, but it's better than us shutting down. All right, this is our best option. In the future, we can evaluate, where in the long run, evaluate if we want to still be in the business. But we know prices can change for a number of different reasons, and other things change as well. So right now we'd be in business and then see what we want to do afterward.